All right, today we are here with Elliot Peshet, who's campaign management specialist for Alaska Airlines, and they are on Twitter at twitter.com/AlaskaAir. Elliot, thanks for talking today.
Absolutely.
So how long has Alaska Airlines been using Twitter?
So we established the account in December of 2008, and we've been actively Twittering for the past 3 months. And we started around, I think, middle of February, and we're just kind of experimenting and kind of finding a strategy that works for us and our brand, and we've had a great time so far.
Great. How are you guys using Twitter? What kind of things are you tweeting about?
Well, I think that we always get asked what are our goals with Twitter. I think that can really break down into two things. One, we really are just there to listen. I think that there's already a ton of people. The community on Twitter, it's a lot of very engaged users, and it's very easy. And I think that with the mobile phone, they can just tweet something, and it's easy to share information. And it's also with Twitter search, it's easier to monitor things, and you can listen to what's going on. So I think the first goal is that we're there to listen and kind of just see what people are saying about the brand. And with airlines, we have it's a complex business, so it's very possible that someone's having an issue, and so we can help passengers with their issues. And so that kind of leads into the second part. And one of the things have established a very good relationship with our frequent flyers, and I think part of that is because we have an open and honest relationship with them. If they have an issue, they bring it to our executive team. They make themselves accessible to the frequent flyers, and there's actually phone conversations that happen with our vice president and people that travel. And so I think that Twitter is a natural extension of that accessibility. It makes it easy for us to tell people, the best way to solve a problem, or reach out to them if they're distressed, or just hear their feedback. I think really listening and just being accessible is that's how we've really been using Twitter, and it just seems to be a natural fit for our brand.
So, as kind of a customer support or customer service tool, how do you guys handle complaints that come through where somebody is just out of the blue doing a tweet and they're referencing your user account and saying that they got bumped from a flight and they're really ticked off and now they're going to have to be delayed or whatever? How do you guys handle those kind of requests since they are in the public?
Right. So what we've done is that we've actually rolled Twitter up, and because we think it's much more of a customer care driven channel than a marketing channel in helping those people. And so our director of customer advocacy is involved. We actually have a daily report where we go through the tweets and we talk about the different passengers that we helped or were able to get additional information to. We have people dedicated in customer care to follow up with people from Twitter. We'll get their information and forward it on to customer care, and they'll handle it. Because really, I don't think we see Twitter as the customer care delivery point, but it's a way to kind of channel and direct that to the different parts of the company. And also with Twitter, I think that as just a broad direction, we try to respond as if it encompasses all customer touch points. So we really, if it's a cargo issue, we'll put them in touch with someone from cargo, or if it's an in-flight issue with a flight attendant, we'll put them in touch with our vice president of in-flight or something. So really just kind of funneling that traffic and those questions. If people ask the question, getting them an answer in the best way.
Great. So are you the only one who's using the Twitter account as far as pushing out tweets, or do you have a team of people that are using the account along with you?
I'm the primary one on the account. I have the support from corporate communications, Bobby Egan, and our media relations manager. And we basically, I'm the primary one, so it's got a little loud.
That's okay. Right. So you're primarily the one using it?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about what kind of response, or how you guys were using Twitter with the recent volcano that erupted in Alaska.
So with the Mount Redoubt eruption, we actually knew when we started using Twitter that it would be a great tool for us during the Mount Redoubt. It was on alert from the Alaska Volcano Observatory for a couple weeks prior to the actual eruption.
Okay.
When we had started using Twitter. So, and I think one of the hardest things in the airline business, the customer, the best thing that an airline can do is provide timely and accurate information about what's going on and what's wrong or what isn't going on if the operation has stopped. So Twitter is a way for us to be in the customer's pocket and really kind of get the updates on their phone if they need it. And I think in Alaska, the travel especially air travel, is a way of life, and a lot of people will come from very far distances to get to the airport. So having access to that real-time information about whether or not we've suspended flights into Anchorage or into Bethel or Kotzebue or whatnot, that's valuable to them.
Yeah. So did you guys see an increase in followers during and after that event?
So actually during the event, we grew by 200% just within that 1 week when we had the first eruption. And we were growing by almost, it seemed like about 1,000 followers a day. And we were advertising it as a way to stay updated. And what was really great is that the Anchorage Daily News linked to our Twitter account and said, you know, hey, these are where the latest flight updates are coming. And we actually got an enormous amount of positive feedback from customers saying that they really appreciated the real-time updates. And also, I was there. We tried to man the account as much as possible when we would make an announcement to answer follow-up questions, because there's a lot of variables and things were changing by the minute.
Right. Yeah, I heard mention that the updates you guys were tweeting were people could find out on Twitter before they would be able to find out if they called a phone number or talk to a person with Alaska.
Unfortunately, you know, like we had so many customers that had to change reservations that the centers were swamped, and so it was an easy way for us to say this is the most recent information, and that went out to anyone. And it was even available to those people that didn't have a Twitter account. If they just went to our Twitter URL, it was there. So it was really, really helpful for us.
Yeah. So are you guys targeting Twitter followers specifically for any kind of promotions, or are you kind of doing any kind of loyalty things for the followers on Twitter?
Yeah, we're kind of experimenting with a couple different things. We do publish our Wi-Fi flights every morning, which flights will have Wi-Fi. We've launched a 14-day kind of mystery sale. We pick a daily city and discount at 30%. We provide a hint for the next day's city on Twitter every day around noon.
Okay.
And we're also kind of looking at other ways to use Twitter. We just launched a brand campaign called North of Expected, and we've been asking people to vote what's north of expected for them. And based on those votes, we've been able to extend deals to certain destinations. Like the most north of expected thing for us was a Hawaiian vacation. So we've decided to extend the deals on the Hawaiian vacations, especially from Alaska to Hawaii. So we are trying to do different things and engage people. I think that's really what Twitter is all about. It's about having fun, engaging your customers, and really, you know, asking them what they want and having that two-way dialogue. I think that's.
Well, I think you guys are doing a great job of that. Interesting question. Do you think we'll ever be able to check in for our flight via a tweet?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. We actually, one of our employees in IT has developed a flight status bot. It's called TravelerBot on Twitter, and you can follow TravelerBot, and he'll follow you back, and then you'll direct message him FS and then your flight number, and he'll send you a direct message back about what your flight status is. So I think that there is enormous potential for transactional-based tweets. And so being able to check in, you know, that may come in the future. I'm not saying we're going to do that anytime soon, but I think that it really opens up the door. It kind of like, we want to be accessible, so this is a perfect fit for us. And it's kind of an easy way to do business. I mean, the cell phone is really becoming it's indispensable. You can't really seem to live without one these days.
Right. You guys, you mentioned before, you guys are tweeting which flights have Wi-Fi available each day. When do you guys expect to have Wi-Fi on all your flights?
So right now we're rolling out, it's a test phase with the satellite. It's satellite-based Wi-Fi, and our goal is to have it rolled out across the entire Alaska Airlines fleet by the end of 2010. And we're going to work really hard at that, because we just recently released our Wi-Fi trial results about some of the usage, and the people were they love it. They love that they can work on the flight. So I think that's something we're going to pursue aggressively.
Right. So once you have Wi-Fi in place on all your flights, what about giving each plane its own Twitter account, so they can each plane can do automated updates about its status or whatever, like how people have Twitter accounts for their plans? That's
a great idea, and I think that we might, after you giving me the idea now, I might go see, and if that's something we could do, that would be great.
Awesome. And I don't see AlaskaAir.com mentioning you guys' Twitter account. Is that something we're going to see pretty soon?
Yeah, and I think right now, at first we were trying to grow the account organically because we weren't really sure what type of manpower it was going to take to kind of do it right. And you're going to start to see Twitter. We're going to start using it in other promotional materials and as a way to contact us, and reach out to the company, and kind of if you have a question or if you have a concern or a comment, we'll be more than happy to accept it through that medium.
Cool. Well, I think you guys are doing a great job on Twitter.
We love
I think
Twitter.
a lot of people are really excited you guys are on there. So we've been talking with Elliot Peshet with Alaska Airlines. He's a campaign management specialist. And this has been another Twitter Road Trip interview. Thanks a lot, Elliot.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was great.
All right.